Know what you want, where you're heading, and by what point in time. It is strategy development 101.
Yeah, but you've got do the thing, the broken projector
Right.
slide that you got. The projector breaks, everybody looks at the CIO.
That's correct.
How do we change that mindset? It's great to see your presentation. How do we change that mindset so that they're not looking at us to fix the projector, but they're actually taking us credibly as being people who actually could lead the digital transformation?
It's a journey, but I would begin that journey by, I don't know, 5 o'clock this afternoon. Get rid of the word technology from my department. You are more than just that. And yet, talk about legacy, people would, they shake when they think about changing the name of their department. How about business intelligence? How about business decision making? How those kinds of, we could play the baby naming contest, but keeping the word technology will constantly keep people, business executives in a mindset, why should I tap on the IT person to ask a business question?
Yeah, I think you pointed out this is not semantics. This is if you don't change the language. And I was pointing out that from our point of view, we're a publisher. We were the archetypal buggy whip industry. We've gone totally digital. The one thing we noticed was going digital in your production is one thing. Going digital in your thinking is a second thing. How do you enhance that move of thought process and change the way we see things?
There are certain skills within many companies, probably within their HR realms, of organizational development type people. These are people trained in helping human beings along in this journey of changing that which they have done for decades to a new world. There are people properly trained in doing this, but I would not rely upon the CIO or IT practitioners to get us there. They just don't have the skills. As we said in the research, what is your destination? Well, in your case, I want to become a digital publisher. Okay, what does that mean? And these are specialists who will take you on that journey and identify how do we change human beings. We can change the quote unquote printing presses and all the means of the output, but how do we change humans? That's a rare skill set, and that would reside within probably your HR department. And if you don't have them, hire them.
We were fortunate. Our president is just one of those people who would stand up in a room full of journalists and say, "Stop the presses. I really mean it. Stop the presses."
Oh, that's funny.
And with a sense of humor, but with perseverance. Because the first thing you do is you can't, and this is, I think the problem you have in any of these places changing, they have to cast off the old revenue. You have to be prepared to part with the things that made you successful to become successful in the new world.
Jim, that's precisely why we came up with the revenue threat assessment tool. Because, first of all, what about opportunities? Okay, but not this time, Consigliere. We're going to focus on threat because there's a lot of evidence already there that threats were not heeded, detected, and acted upon. So we'll come back to opportunities. Let's focus on threat. And the revenue threat assessment takes every line of revenue from the general ledger. Let's look at emerging technologies and which of those technologies could introduce a threat to the very way your company generates revenue. Let's take a look at that. And what we're suggesting clients do is have the dialogues, have the examinations that Borders, Blockbuster, and Kodak should have had in the 1990s.
Yeah. We do our own survey, CIO survey, not as big as a Gartner survey, but just taking the pulse of our audience. And one of the things that scared me was, one of the big responses was, we're going to become more strategic by being better at cost management. And that answer scared me in terms of wondering whether people actually get what is necessary for them to do to stay with the organizations through this transformation. I mean, we can't be plumbers forever.
No, and it's like your CEO said, stop the presses. That requires a change in thinking. You can't even begin the discussion of how that is so wrong. The mindset will be strategic by being engaged in cost cutting. It's like driving a vehicle through the rearview mirror. It's not very wise.
No. So one of the things that you talked about was we need to start talking about revenue instead of cost. and the CIO.
In addition
conversation.
to cost.
In addition to cost, thank you. So in addition to cost, what are the other key things that I should be doing? I should be taking a look at my area and saying, or analyzing and coming back, and you said, don't wait.
That's right.
Get out there.
If I were the CIO, I would hire this, if I don't have one now, the strongest number 2 person I can find. Because you cannot have the pursuit of new opportunities in generating revenue be interrupted by, oh, there's something wrong with the CEO's BlackBerry. Every day God sends, we see those examples. So you cannot pray to 2 churches. Get a strong number 2 to, as one CEO said, keep the railroad running, and then freeing up other people like the CIO to find out the things that Kodak should have found out, that Border should have found out.
So do that and find the purpose for doing this roadmap that you talked about.
Know what you want, where you're heading, and by what point in time. It is strategy development 101. Where do you want to be, your vision? By what point in time do you want to be there? And you go back to the roots of the word strategy. It is Greek, comes from the general's plans. The general states the plan. I want you in this location by this point in time, and the lieutenants make that happen. So if you do not have that vision, then from your CEO, then become an advisor and counselor and force the issue, saying, sir, madam, we think we should be on this journey of exploring, discovery. Should we do anything? Do we have to do anything? You might find you don't, but don't wait.
And the last piece is, here I am today, I've taken your advice, I've taken these first steps. What skill sets, what development do I have to do over the next 12 to 18 months to really become credible as a chief digital officer?
It is so clear to us what is being requested amongst CEOs when they go to recruiters and ask for a chief digital officer. Business strategy development, business strategy formulation. I don't want somebody who hasn't done that before. I don't want somebody learning on my time. We probably are heading in a direction that is going to yield challenges we've never seen before. We need somebody who's been there before. So strategy development 101 plus 202, 303, et cetera. That's what they want, first and foremost, above anything. Yes, I want technology experience. Yes, I want marketing experience. Do you have this business strategy development expertise or not? That's what I would work on.
Fabulous. Thank you very much. I've been talking to Ken McGee for CIO to CIO. I would heavily urge you, if you get a chance, to take a look at get Ken's presentation or talk to him. He's got a great way of putting this and a great way of expressing the things that we all need to be talking about and doing. Thanks. Thank you, Ken.
Thanks so much, Jim.